first walk into the room, I ask myself, why are they called the three political giants? I'm sitting there, in a big plain room. I'm a news reporter from Boston. I'm listening to the news reporters talk back and forth. I'm sitting in an ice-cold chair. The big room is so hot. With the chair being cold, but the room being hot, it makes the room feel like a perfect temperature. The room maybe had at least 100 reporters inside. We were all here for the same reason. We were waiting for the three political giants to present their speeches. The three political giants were John C. Callahan, Daniel Webster, and Henry Clay. They were young, ambitious men who were involved in Congress for more than 30 years. I think that's why they're called the three political giants, because they were involved in Congress for a long amount of time. I'm sitting there, getting prepared to take notes. I was making a mental checklist, making sure I had everything I needed. Pen, check. Notebook, check. Recorder, check. My head started running wild. I was so nervous. This was my first reporter job. All I could do was wait. It felt like hours, but then John C. Callahan finally came up. John C. Callahan was first to come to the podium. He spoke for the South. He had grown up on a farm on the South Carolina frontier. He talks about how he went to Yale College in Connecticut. Many people thought he was very slim and handsome. Me, on the other hand, thought he was ugly. Callahan had deep-set eyes, a high forehead, and immense energy. His way of speaking was so intense that most people felt uncomfortable to be in the same room as him. I was taking notes on everything he said. People were asking questions, and I was writing the questions and his answers down as fast as I could. After John C. Callahan, Daniel Webster came up. Daniel Webster spoke for the North. He had dark hair and flashing eyes. Webster had an impressive sight in Congress. He stood straight and tall when he spoke. It reminded me of a ramrod. He also spoke with his shoulders pulled back. The room became silent when he started speaking. His friend pointed out, "He will not be outdone by any man if it's in his power to avoid it." After Daniel, Henry Clay was up. It felt like hours for him to finally come to the podium. Henry Clay was the last of the three political giants to speak. Henry talked about how he came from the West. He had grown up in the backcountry. He said he had been a war hawk in 1812. When Clay's speech was done, many people were laughing. He was a very funny man. He wasn't as serious as the other two politicians.